Hi, and welcome to Nurse with Needles podcast. If you are a first-time viewer, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, nice to see you again. Grab your needles, your hook, your spinning, or whatnot, and have some fun yarning with us. My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and on Plurk. That fan made a weird noise. It's a little warm up here, so we had the fan on. This is my mom.
Hello?
She is Lady Fernico on Ravelry and on Plurk. And we have a Ravelry group called Nurse with Needles Podcast. And we would like you to join us there, have some fun with us.
How many members do we have now?
We have 41. Once we get to 50, we hope to have a drawing. And
I'm not sure what for yet.
Yeah, we'll find that out once we get a little closer to 50. But Anastasia Knits from the Anastasia Knit Designs Ravelry group has offered to help us do something fun once we hit 50. So that would be a great blast. Let's see. We're podcasting earlier than planned. This is my dad's birthday today, and we got him an Xbox 360. I'm usually his Halo partner. We do cooperative play, and neither of us have played Halo 3 yet, or the other two Halo 3s, ODST or Halo Reach. So Dad wants to make tomorrow a Halo day, and he's like, why don't you guys podcast today?
So he snagged Davina. If you remember Davina from a couple podcasts ago, she was the one with the big blankets, the yellow blankets, and he snagged her to do whatever it is they're doing now, some kind of game. I don't know.
Well, it's not a game. I guess they have to set up a profile on the Xbox 360.
That's what it is, yeah.
And so they're having fun choosing what they're going to look like. Their avatar, which is right up Davina's alley.
Yeah, she wants to have green eyes.
But anyway, back to the podcast. If it's a little bit washed out in here, that's just the lighting. It's a little later in the day, and the walls are white.
Yeah, we're getting the sun going down, so it's going through our windows real bright.
And I apologize if I seem a little tired. I haven't actually gone to bed since
Thursday night?
Thursday
morning?
Friday morning. Wait.
Friday morning.
No, I didn't go to bed Friday morning.
Thursday morning. She hasn't been in bed for a long time because my parents were here for the birthday celebration. They just left today, and she didn't go to bed. So she's been up since her last work day, which was Thursday night.
Now, I have catnapped since then. And if I blink really oddly, it's because I fell asleep with my contacts in. So, no, it won't hurt me. But it's making one eye seem a little bleary. Because you got that lovely little sleep.
You should probably take them out.
No, not right now. It's not hurting me right now. As long as I put the saline solution in there when I take it out, I'll take good care of it. But anyway.
You might hear some noise in the background. That would be the rest of the family.
Let's get to the actual knitting part of the podcast, which is presumably why you came here. I'm going to take my slippers off.
Not just sit here and listen to us the weather.
It's really warm up here.
It is warm up here. I'm going to take mine off too.
There we go. Okay. All right. So, the first project that I've worked on, I didn't work on during the weekend. I worked on it since we podcast on Monday. I worked on it Tuesday, on Monday night, and that's probably about all this week, because it is the Heather Yoke, which is a Sylvia yoke pattern by Eleanor Brown, and it's for my grandmother, and I didn't want her to see the sweater I'm making her for Christmas.
Figure that. Why not?
I am making the size 39.5 and using US 5 and US 8 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars. The 16-inch wire, excuse me, cable. I need to change the way my show notes are written. I had it written wire from way back when, and I just do a lot of copy-paste from when I go to show notes, so I never corrected what it actually says. So if I say wire, it's not because I don't know what a cable is actually called.
It's actually because you want
Sun Country.
Sun Country? No, it's not Sun Country. It's
yes,
I thought it was from Australia.
Oh, you're right. It's Snooks.
Snooks. You want to hear Snooks tell you to say cable. That's what you want.
Of course. So I do know what a cable is. I just haven't corrected my show notes. And when I'm tired, which is always, I will just tend to read off the page. But anyway, the 16-inch cable, which is used for the sleeves, and the 24-inch cable, which I'm using with the sweater on the needles. I'm using Knit Picks Andean Treasure yarn, currently in the Aurora Heather colorway. Well, actually, that's my main color, so I'll always be working with that color. I'm almost done with the color work part. I finished with the Sapphire Heather, which is a really brilliant blue, and you'll be able to see that in a moment. I finished with the Tide Pool Heather, which was a bluish-greenish color. I'm currently working not only with the main color, which is the Aurora Heather, but I'm currently working with the Grove Heather, which is lighter green. Then I'll be going into the Fog Heather, which is a dark, not the Fog Heather, the Mystery Heather, which is a dark, almost black gray. Then into the Fog Heather, which is a, like I said, a fog gray. And then back into the white, which is the Meringue Heather. And finally, then it'll just be the main color, which is the very nice foresty green for the collar. For this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, to knit, to purl, to make one left, to make one right, to slip, slip, knit, to knit two together, to wrap and turn, and how to work from the start and work from the start.
Okay, work from the finish.
Work from a chart and do stranding. And actually, I was having a conversation stranding with someone who was doing stranded socks in the Knit Me Happy Ravellinic team group. I'm involved with the Ravellinic team Knit Me Happy, which is Tiny Geek Crafters Rachel's podcast. She has Knit Me Happy podcast, and she has a Ravellinics group. And one of the people was asking, well, how do you do the color work a little easier? She's been doing with both colors in one hand, picking up one color, dropping it, picking up the other. That's how she does her stranding. The way I do my stranding is a little different. I do it two-handed, and I'll be pulling the project out too. I'm all mixed up with my sleeves and okay, I see. This one goes on this side. The way you work it, and I know I went over this last week, is you keep the main color. That's not what I'm looking for. You keep the main color, and I'm going to be slightly out of the screen while I try to find my main color. There it is. You keep the main color on your...
I don't have very good lighting in here to see the color, but it's very green.
Keep the main color on your right side, and you keep the other color that you want to pop on your left side.
A little bit twisted here. There we go.
Oh, fiddles! It just came. Well, I'll have to restrand that later. But you can just let that drop now between us. Thank you. So what you would end up doing, and I mark my sections. You have to try to keep your stitches spaced so they don't get all bunched up. And hold on one second, please. Sorry about that. My sister came up the stairs giggling like a hyena.
She's very happy.
So, what you would do is you take... My sleeve keeps getting tangled in there. I wasn't planning to pull this out, and I changed my plan.
You're still tangled up.
Oh, that's
There you go.
part of
Well,
that's probably my...
It
is very soft. It's the alpaca. Gosh, it's still tangled.
Your grandmother's going to love that.
There we go. So you make sure your stitches are evenly spaced, and you have one yarn held in your right hand, your main color held in your right hand, your main color held in your left hand. This is how I do it. And see, it's supposed to be 3 is the lighter, so you knit 3, 1, 2, 3, space it, and it's supposed to be one of the dark ones, so
That's cool.
1, and it's light, and then it's dark.
I would get so confused.
And then there you go, and you just have to keep it spaced so it doesn't bunch up, and it's going to leave. If you've ever seen the store-made sweaters where it has all the little strands in the back, that's what it's from. It's from them doing something like that. It's a stranding, which sounds a bit redundant, but that's how I do my color work. Me with, my all of one project experience with color work.
She's doing a great job.
There you go.
Looks very pretty.
So there you go. It's
got the blue in the back. Can you see the blue on the front?
The color, the lighting here is rather terrible, but
probably because we're right under it.
You can see the white popping. I love this white against green, but I'm not going to work on this while we're podcasting. I just wanted to demonstrate. Also reskein that a little bit later. Oh gosh, I'm just tangling with everything.
Just put it down for now.
Well, it's twisted with the project I'm working on.
Oh, okay. She's very talented.
Let's see. I know what to do. Come here. Anyway, that's the Aurora Heather. The other project, not the Aurora Heather, the Sylvic Heather project I'm working on. Now, gosh, completely untangled itself. This is going to be a very disjointed podcast.
She's extremely tired, but the things we do for birthday boy.
The other project I'm working on is my Fire cardigan, which is the Hyannis cardigan by Kirsten Lipsky. I'm working on it for me in the size 36. I'm using US 10.5s and US 9 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable and a 16-inch cable. Once again, the 40-inch cable is when I have the sweater itself on the needles versus the sleeves, and I haven't started the sleeves yet. I'm using Valley Yarns Huntington in the colorways Red, Meringue, and Harvest Orange. I'm using 3 different yarns that are being held together and knit together, all twisted up. So a different kind of color work, I guess. So for this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, to knit to purl, to work ribbing, to knit 2 together, to slip, slip, knit, to pick up stitches, to knit buttonholes. And as I've been saying, I'm not going to knit the buttonholes because the pattern doesn't tell you how to. I'm just going to add a zipper instead. And you need to know how to Kitchener. I've made quite a bit of progress. I don't think that last week, I'm just so tangled up this week.
I want to pull this up a little bit.
What happened is it's not that. It's because, gosh. There.
There you go. Oh, you gotta get the ribbing on the top and the bottom now. That's good.
Yeah. I'm at the waist ribbing now. I think last week I maybe had 4 more inches before I got to the ribbing.
The colors really washed out. I mean, you can see the difference, but it's just really...
I don't like the way the colors show up in this room.
No, it's... Well, things the lighting, but it's very, very much a fire.
So I'm at the waist shaping. I'm supposed to be doing the ribbing for about 4 inches. I think I'm only about 2 right now. And then I'll be switching back to my larger needles. And I'll be knitting the top part. So yeah, that's how that sweater's going. It's a lot of fun to knit. Actually, I probably made a poor choice of what to knit on while I'm podcasting because I'm a little tired to talk and do ribbing at once.
Just relax a little bit.
I don't want to relax. Oh.
Oh, nice.
So that's that project. And the other project I've been working on a lot has been my Nightwing Shawl. I did cast on for that last week, didn't I? I think I had.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah, she's been working on that everywhere, including we're going grocery shopping. She takes the thing out of the bag. And
I sit it on my purse and I'll knit on it while...
She's supposed to be helping me, but she's not.
I help.
Yes, you help.
When you disappear to go and grab something, I knit then. When we're waiting in line for the meat counter, I knit then. While we're in line while I'm waiting for people to be done with getting their stuff on the. There's a lot of knitting. There's a lot of knitting time. And I've been actually getting a fair amount of knitting at work.
It's very pretty. She made quite a bit of progress on it.
This is the Sedna Shawl by Mary Lena Lynx. I'm making it for me using US 4 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable. See, cable, not wire.
Yay!
I'm using no makers, note papers.
Amanda, you didn't know it, but your note papers.
I'm using no makers 75% superwash merino with 25% nylon, and this is a fingering weight yarn in the Nightwing colorway. And I'm also going to be using another yarn that I'll be going over in a bit. For this pattern, you need to know how to knit, to purl, to yarn over, to chain, to single crochet, to slip stitch and crochet, to double crochet, and to do a combined double crochet. So I'm actually going to take this off so you can get a better idea of what it looks like.
It doesn't show it well enough. There we go.
So they say to go 66 rows. I think I'm going to go, you have to do it in multiples of 11. I think I'm going to do 88. It seems rather small. I know it'll block out larger, but did I drop a slip stitch?
Oh, I think you might have.
Fiddlesticks.
It looks like you might have right here.
No, I dropped a stitch entirely there.
A full stitch?
Yeah, because that's not where there's supposed to be a slip stitch. I'll have to pick that up.
Okay.
So yeah, that is actually all my knitting. Don't touch one.
I was trying to see there was another one.
No, that's it. While I'm messing with this, it's going to be her turn.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Make it good so I can think back.
Don't get too involved with that. I've done not much. Yes. I have not done much at all this week. It's been very hectic. My parents came from Philadelphia on Thursday afternoon, which meant Monday through Wednesday, actually through Thursday, was spent cleaning and getting things ready for them, running errands and stuff like that. So I didn't do very much knitting or crocheting at all. I'm going to pull out my sheet because I'm tired too. We were up all different hours, and I'm not used to being up. My parents came, and they obviously, when you have company over, you don't do a whole lot in terms of what your routine is. They came, and we watched the Olympics on Thursday, and Friday morning we all split up, and my dad and my husband went out to do their thing and went to breakfast, and my mom and Talia and Davina and I went out to breakfast, and we joined up again, only to split up again. My parents and the girls went somewhere, and my husband and I actually had some alone time, so we went shopping and window shopping, and we met up at the Olive Garden, which was really fun. We had I had portobello ravioli, which I thought was really good. I love portobello ravioli. So we did that, and then we came home and made his birthday cake. My husband had to have a pineapple upside down cake. And this time we got the right recipe, so it didn't fall all over the place when we cooked it. We've had some issues with one of the recipes on allrecipes.com, so we did a different one, and it worked out just fine. And we'll have that tomorrow. And my parents left today after we went to where did we go? Jalisco's. It's a Mexican restaurant. It's really, really good food. They serve humongous portions, so we always split a meal. Talia and I do. And my mother speaks Spanish, so she told the waiter and the waitress that it was my husband's birthday, and they put a big old sombrero on his head, and they sang him happy birthday and brought Mexican fried ice cream, which I'd never had before. And we all shared it because it's just absolutely huge, and we wouldn't have been able to eat it otherwise. So it was a lot of fun. But back to the knitting. Now that I've bored you to tears, we will go on to the knitting and the crocheting. I didn't work on the Nicole blanket enough to show you anything. The Nicole blanket is the half log cabin ombre blanket by Pearl Soho, and I may have done a row or two, but I really didn't get much on that at all. Nothing at all on the Blue Heaven sweater by Lisa Gentry, or my Claret shawl, which is the Recuerdos de Infancia by Gabrielle Ordonez. Actually, I did do some work on that, but I must not have been paying attention. I had to go ahead and tink back about 2 or 3 rows because I was off on my stitch count. So I decided rather than continuing to try to fix it, I would just fix it the right way so I didn't have any errors. It just was too difficult to keep adjusting, so I decided I would just tink back. And I have to whisper, my husband still doesn't know I'm doing this for him. Batman, poor little Batman is languishing in my bag. I have not done anything on him at all. I just didn't have the time or the wherewithal to focus on him. So I just told my husband that that gift would be late, even though he doesn't know what it is. The only thing, and the Batman is by M.J. Bailey of the Gotham City Imposters inspired Batman. She does, I guess, the game or something that she does patterns for. I'm not sure, but somebody will correct me. I'm sure if it's wrong. The only thing I worked on with any kind of regularity and any kind of success was my R1 cowl, which is the Cariad by Kelly Menzies, also known as Kaido on Ravelry, on the Kaido Ravelry group. We're doing a knit along, and I made quite a bit of progress on this. I think probably about maybe 3 inches or so. It's gotten quite big. I started my 4th ball of yarn. You can see it's, I'm sorry, Ty. It's quite large now. I think I'm about 75% finished with it. I do have to order, or I did order, some more, 2 more skeins of yarn, because when I figured it out, I figured I was just shy. If I had 1 more ball of yarn, I'd be just shy of the inches I need. So I went ahead and got another one so I wouldn't have to worry about that. And basically, that's my works in progress. I haven't done much of anything at all.
You can do your next on needles.
My next on my needles is nothing. So
Mom!
I have nothing on my next.
You're not giving me the time I need.
Well, you have to not be so slow. Anyway, my next on the needles, I don't have anything. Although I am thinking about casting on for a pair of socks. Not casting on, hooking up a pair of socks. I'm just not sure which one it is yet. I know the yarn I want to use. I had originally slated that yarn for a hat that Anastasia Knits had put together that I was not intelligent enough to do correctly. I will do it again later, but right now the yarn that I have, I think I'd like to use for a pair of socks. And then the other project I might do is a scarf, and I'll show you the yarn, not a scarf, a shawl, and I'll show you the yarn I'm going to be using for that when I do stash enhancements, and I'll give you the reason for that at that time. But other than that, I'm not sure when I'll be starting it, and so I don't really have anything. Do you want me to go on to stash enhancements? I'm sorry, okay, my stash enhancements, moving right along. I got my Star Wars bag. This is, I ordered it from Tangerine 8, which is Casey, and I think does she have a podcast?
No, she doesn't. She joined Amanda on No Makers for her podcast.
Yes, she did.
If she does have a podcast, I don't know about it.
I don't know about it. I apologize, Casey, if you do, and I don't know about it. I will have to look you up. I am part of her group, but I don't know if she has a podcast.
Yeah, I don't think she has one.
But it's not a big bag. It's great if you want maybe a socks or scarf or something like that. It's very well made. I love the design. She put this on, and she's definitely topping my list along with Amanda from No Makers of my enablers. I was not going to order another small bag, but she put this one on, and I had to have it. So I told my husband I wanted it, and he said, go ahead and get it. I love it. It's very well made. It's got this little, I don't know what this is called, but I was worried that it wasn't going to stay closed. And then I realized it has this little doohickey thing. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of like a push-button slide. I don't know what they're called. And you can pull it up against the drawstring, and it keeps the bag closed. Very, very well made. She also made the No Makers bag for Amanda, which I'm waiting for mine to come in. So, you can't go wrong ordering a bag from her. I really like what she did with this. I also got, this is the yarn I got for the Sorry, I'm trying to get this out without making a lot of noise. This is the yarn I got. I got it from Hobby Lobby yesterday when we were at Hobby Lobby. It's Patents lace weight yarn, and it's in the antique colorway, and it's an 80% acrylic, 10% mohair, and 10% wool blend. And as I said, it is a lace weight. And when I saw it, my thought was I wasn't going there to buy more yarn. I have plenty, but I have a beautiful. Oh, that's why I forgot to get out. I had that beautiful skein of kind of a peacock color yarn that I showed you earlier.
This podcast is really broken up anyway. You want me to pause it and you go and grab it?
Would you forgive me just a second? I'm going to go ahead and get that so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm back. This is the yarn I had bought originally. It's a beautiful lace weight yarn by Black Sheep Dye Works, and it's a peacock multi in the lace weight. And I love this yarn, and I know exactly what I want to do with it. It's a shawl pattern, well, one of two shawl patterns, but I'm afraid to use it because it's lace. Yes, Casey, I'm afraid of lace too. But I have a fellow lace phobic. I love lace, but it scares me. But so
the making of lace isn't scary. Lace yarn scares me.
Lace yarn scares me using it. I bought these. These were $6.95 or $6.49 a skein, because I figured if I can use this first, I won't have to damage something that I paid a little more money for that I really, really like. I wanted to go ahead and try it with this first. It is lace weight. It's got a little mohair in it, which kind of scares me, but it'll also let me know if I can use that yarn by itself or if I have to double strand it, because that will determine if I want to do a more complicated crochet pattern or an easier one. So that's what this is my stash enhancement yarn wise, and it's really soft actually. I'm really impressed with the softness of it. I also picked up, while I was at Hobby Lobby, I'm sorry for the noise, a couple of these yarn sleeves, because when Talia does those very nice skeins for me on her ball winder, they're great, but I noticed they tend to be a little soft sometimes, and I wanted to keep them from falling apart, because that would be a bad thing. So I got a couple of these, and I got a couple of magazines. This is called Crochet Traditions.
I don't think I actually dropped a stitch after all. For whatever reason, that just became really wide.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And this one is called Easy Afghans, and I'll finish up so she can show you what she was going to show you. But
yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. That gives me a chance to get to where I was.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot easier to fix than I thought. It was annoying, but...
The Crochet Traditions is has a lot of vintage kind of patterns in it. Well, I'm not very good with this camera. Very nice vintage patterns. It has a pair of socks in here that I don't know if they actually have the pattern in it, but it's called a tapestry pattern. And I'm really having difficulty today. I don't know if you can see it.
What are you trying to show?
It's the sock. I guess the closest thing I can say is that it's like the tapestries you see on a wall, or maybe a fair isle. I'm not sure.
Maybe some Andean color work.
Yeah, it's like a tapestry. It really is, and it really piqued my interest. And then this shawl here, which is it's a broomstick shawl. I don't know if you can see the pattern on it, but it's open, and I really like it. But I didn't get this mostly for the patterns. I got it mostly for the articles. It's got a lot of history of crocheting. It's got a lot of Irish crochet in it and things like that. So that kind of piqued my interest. And then this Easy Afghans. I love doing Afghans, and I've kind of gotten away from them since I started doing other things like toys and sweaters and things like that, shawls. But this has a lot of interesting patterns in it as well. It's by Crochet World, and I picked it up. Believe it or not, I think I picked it up at Martin's. So
that's where we pick up a lot of our magazines.
Right. And I think that's it for let me see. Oh, the other stash enhancement I got was, the last stash enhancement I got was from Crafty, of course.
Of course, huh?
Yeah.
'Cause
I picked up another class. I picked up Stacy Trock. I love her. If you crochet and you like to do stuffed animals, you know, aragamuni or whatever they're called. Um, she has the cutest patterns. I just love them. And I already had her farm animals crafty class, but I was waiting for her monster one to come down. And I got an email from Crafty saying it had gone down from $19.99 to $14.99. So I picked that up today. So if you like that kind of stuff, she not only shows you how to make them, she shows you how to design them. And that's really exciting to me because
now, is that just the monsters or is that the
she says I have to go back and read it. I didn't go back and look over it real
because
carefully.
I'm also not paying attention to what she's talking, so yeah.
Right, yeah, of course not. But my understanding is that the techniques that you use can be transferred to other animals and things like that. So I'm excited about that. I love her. I think you should check that out if you have any interest at all. There we go. In doing crocheted origami monsters and or stuffed toys. And you want to start up?
Yeah, sorry about that. I really had to fix that right then, and as it turned out, I guess my tension was a little off at one point, and that's why it looks like I slipped a stitch or dropped a stitch when I hadn't. But I fixed the tension issue, so. Okay, so that will bring me to my spinning. I actually got quite a bit done. Let me see where I put my spinning.
Oh, this is that pretty colorway that Amanda sent you, right?
Yeah, this is a kind of yellowish orangish color. It was at the bottom of a dye pot, I guess, for Amanda. It's no makers. I'm not sure what the makeup of the fiber is. I think it's probably nylon, but I have no idea because this wasn't an order. She gave it to me extra. And I showed you last time how amazingly awesome the extra amount she gave me was. This is about half of it left.
It's such a pretty colorway.
Let me actually pull it out so you get a better idea. So there's quite a bit left still.
You can see there's a lot of, you can see the yellow, I don't know if you can see the orange, but there's a lot of really nice orange in there too.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, could you grab that please? Because I'm trying to save every little bit of fiber that I can.
It's a beautiful color. She's such a talented dyer. She really is. I think you dropped it again, Time.
Oh, thank you. There we go.
And I was very disappointed when she ran out of candy corn.
Yeah, she started a candy corn colorway. But I did a lot of my spinning. Well, I took some to the dentist's office and ended up talking to them about spindling and about finding a wheel. So I'm going to be test driving a wheel hopefully sometime soon to see if I like the idea of spinning with a wheel.
Say what kind of wheel it was?
No, I'm hoping she has a couple for me.
I think she said she only has one. Remember?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I forget.
But even if I try one, I decided I like that one. And she said it was a double treadle, which sounds kind of I think I'd like a double treadle better. I don't know why. I think I will. But
we'll find out.
Anyway, this is my sample, and I've got about, like I said, I think I got half of it done so far. And I finally figured out how to spin a little thinner.
It looks great. It really does.
So I'm really happy with that.
Because that actually looks like it might be finger weight.
Yeah.
Maybe DK.
So I'm really kind of happy with that. You can see how our fan's going. It keeps blowing my fiber around. I did a lot of spinning during the Olympics when my grandparents were here because it's a lot easier to spin while you're watching Olympics than it is to knit something complicated. So that is my spinning so far. I'm really kind of happy with it. I can't wait to spin this all up, ply it, wash it, black it, and then start my Hank McCoy. But I'm having a lot of fun working with this and finally getting the tension right. Not the tension. I'm finally getting the drafting right. I'm making a mess all over the place.
Yes, and you are going to clean it.
I know.
Yes. Oh, Ty, I heard that. She has this. She cracks her neck, and it's difficult to look at.
There we go. My neck. I hold my tension, whatever, my neck, and also I've been falling asleep on the couch in odd positions because I don't intend to fall asleep, and then I fall asleep. So my neck needs a crack. Next on the needles, I still want to pass on for the twin set for Mom. I'm not going to do it until I get something off the needles. So once I get Grandma's sweater done, I'll cast on for Mom's twin set. I want to do the Darkwing Shawl for Davina, but I'll do that once I spin up.
She might be right here.
I'll do that once I spin up Darkwing Duck. I don't think she was there.
No, I think she's downstairs with Daddy. But thought never occurred to you.
Did I mention, several days without real sleep? And I want to spin the Note Maker's Hank McCoy fiber. Stash Enhancements. This is the other yarn that I want to use with Nightwing. I'll put my shirt nice and tight. So here's Nightwing. This is the yarn I want to use with it. Now, see, that's black, which doesn't help because I'm wearing blue and black. Let's hold this against Mom instead. That's black.
See, we're not dressed the same today.
And this is, let me get my shirt notes.
Well,
okay. This is the Julep Sock by Springtree Road. And by the way, if I ever need to get another solid color yarn to go with my No Makers, I'll totally go to Springtree Road because she matched the color I wanted. It was very real to what she took a picture of. So I'm very happy with it. This is a Jenny Linsky colorway, which is in shades of black is how she put it, but really this is a pure black.
It looks almost solid.
Yeah. I don't want to hold it against me because I'm wearing so much black right now.
I'm wearing green, so maybe.
I'm wearing black and blue.
You see how black it is?
And it's 434 yards. It's 80 of superwash merino with 10 of nylon and 10 of cashmere. So it'll be nice and soft along with this Nightwing yarn. So I'm very happy with that. And she has an Etsy shop. And that's upside down. There you go. Springtree Road. Oops. Other stash enhancements. Well, when Mom got the Star Wars bag, I went and I got from the Plover Bird.
Another good shop.
Another good shop. Although she has smaller bags.
She does have a medium one that looks pretty good size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is perfect for purse knitting.
We are a geek family.
Batman. You didn't get the...
Well, no. You don't want to do too much.
There we go.
Yeah, we are very geek.
So my Nightwing project with my Nightwing yarn is going in my Batman bag. No, Nightwing's not on there. Not even Robin's.
No, I was looking for Catwoman.
Catwoman's here.
I thought that was Batgirl at first, but it's Catwoman.
Yeah, and that's like the really old-fashioned Catwoman.
Yeah. Riddler and everything. Yeah.
So very happy with that. Also, I have two other things for stash enhancements. The thing that helped me finally figure out drafting. Respect the Spindle. The book is very good. I also got from Interweave, their website. They have a downloadable version of her video. You can also get it on DVD if that's what you prefer. But you can get a downloadable version of her video where she goes over drafting and spindling. And I watched her draft and it clicked. This woman is an amazing teacher. And in this book she goes over some of the history of spindling and talks a little bit about the wheel. She was saying that her parents were archaeologists, I think, anthropologists, and they ended up traveling to the Andes, where every girl was expected to know how to spin with the spindle, and they were horrified that Abby didn't know how to spindle, so they made sure that Abby learned how to spindle. Amazing book. Talks about what kind of the spindles, what kind of yarn, default yarn. It's a very good book. And the Interweave video is amazing. She's a very good teacher. So I definitely advise her. And then my other stash enhancement is Interweave Knits Fall 2012 magazine. I just fell in love with some of the patterns. I know I'm going to have to cast on at least 1 or 2 of these, if not more.
This one's pretty.
Yeah, my mom likes this one. This is totally her style. It's cute. It looks like it'd be fun to work. And they have articles on Andean color work in here, and several other really nice articles. Let's see. I like this one, but I had to wear something underneath because I have slip stitch. Where you see the pink, that's slip stitch. So that would show skin underneath. There's the one I really want to make.
Not many cardigans, so most of them are pullovers.
Well, they have some cardigans a little later on. But the one I wanted to show.
I like that shawl.
Yeah, I don't think the shawl. There's a pattern for the shawl though. Because I looked at that before. Oh, there we go. I like 2 of these. This book combines some of my favorite things: color work and cables.
That's
now
pretty.
This one's really pretty. Can you imagine that in red? It has some heart-like things on there.
It's hard to see. It's not doing it justice. It's very pretty.
And then the one I really like, which I'm going to have to make.
I don't like the collar on that, but I like it.
And the shaping is gorgeous.
It's almost a dress.
Yeah.
You can make it a dress longer.
Now they're showing. Now this is really odd. They don't have the pattern for it. It's a mixture of color work and cable together, and I don't know that I particularly like it. It's mostly someone took half of one sweater and then just sort of joined it to another. See?
Yeah, I don't care for that.
That's really odd. So I don't think I like that, but I do like wearing cables and I do like wearing color work, but I apparently don't like them together.
At least not that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my stash enhancement. My obsession still is no makers, although I held off very well from getting the Batman colorway. Although, what was it, like, something Batman. It was like, no, it's Batman. It's
I don't remember. I looked at it too. Amanda, you're a very bad enabler.
But I didn't get the Batman. I was good.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. I was.
Spinning is still a bit of an obsession right now, and as is Ravelinix, I'm hoping to have something done with the spindling for Ravelinix soon. My other 2 obsessions aren't knitting related. One is Agatha Christie. I found some free streaming Agatha Christie movies on Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can watch certain movies for free. And they had some of Miss Marple's for free to watch. So I was watching a few of them, and that was a lot of fun. Although I was a little annoyed because in, I forget which mystery it was, but she's off taking a holiday for health reasons, and one of the guys keeps discounting her because she's always knitting, and he says that she's knitting for brains. And he keeps telling her to quit knitting, which is kind of annoying, but she kept on knitting. She kind of ignored him and did whatever the heck she wanted. And then my other obsession has absolutely nothing to do with knitting, and it's part of the reason why I haven't been watching my podcast and why I'm so behind on them. I started rewatching Castle. For those of you who like Firefly, you probably have watched Castle as well because there's Nathan Fillion, never quite sure how to pronounce his name, who is also Captain Hammer in Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog with Neil Patrick Harris. So, yeah. Yes. Yes. The Castle's a lot of fun. I mean, you have to watch it for some stuff, but the interplay between the characters is lots of fun. Yeah, haven't written it all, and that's about it. I am so disjointed today. That's what this podcast is going to call it, disjointed, and all over the place. I'm going to wrap it up with...
I haven't done my sessions yet.
Oh, do your sessions already.
Well, don't be such a pain in my neck. No respect. I didn't get very much writing done either today. Not at all today. This week. That's not true. Actually, I did do.
You did.
I did do some writing to the shared
because
story.
we're doing some brainstorming.
Yeah, I did some writing, and we did do brainstorming. I did some writing. I got to the end of my responding. Now I'm doing new material. I just haven't had a chance to do it because of all the other stuff that started. So my writing kind of suffered. But also with my writing, I did pick up a couple of magazines.
I can't wait to get this contact.
This is the Writer's... Oh, take it out, Tanya.
No, I'm not going to take it out while we're talking here.
This is Writer's Digest 2012. Be careful. Making the most of your writing time, which I really need. So I got this one. It has a couple
then
other...
you just have to make the time to be able to read it.
To read it, yes. If I read it, I'm not writing. This is one that I don't know that...
She looks like one of my coworkers.
I don't know if I actually needed this one necessarily, but it's talking... hooking readers and things like that. Of course, you can always use that, but what I was interested in, get that novel published. I'm hoping they'll have something about the dreaded synopsis in there. So I picked this one up.
And the synopsis class is coming through?
Yes, that's 2 weeks. A week and a half. Yes, I have to do some work for that. And then this is just the Writers' Forum. I have never seen this magazine before. I think it's British because I think the stuff is in pounds and pence and things like that. But it looks really interesting. And this is August. Yes, it is British. August 2012. So that's my writer's obsession. And my Craftsy remains an obsession. And project bags. I have to stay off of Etsy because project bags are definitely an obsession. And no makers. Amanda, the only reason I did not buy any yarn this time is because you ran out of the colorway I wanted, and it's a good thing that you're not.
And the weight you wanted.
And the weight I wanted. I saw the colorway I wanted, but it was in worsted, and I wanted it in fingering weight. So it's a good thing that she was really good. She wrote me back right away, told me I just missed it. It got bought out from under me. I was looking at it in the morning, Friday morning. I think it was Friday morning, before we took off to do whatever else we took off to do. Breakfast. To have breakfast. I came back, checked, found out that she had updated everything, and it was gone. I almost cried. But Amanda said it'd be there in 2 weeks, so I'm really happy about that. But that is why I didn't buy any yarn, so I guess I should thank her.
Or thank actually whoever bought it.
Or thank whoever bought it. Yes, whoever you are, you anonymous person. I'm angry with you, but I'm also very happy with you. So I will wait.
Well, kind of the way I felt like the person who bought the Turkish spindle that.
Yeah. So I have this very much. I'm unhappy with this person, but thank you. So Amanda, whenever you're ready, I'm looking forward to that coming out. And then I wanted to say thank you to. I did want to say thank you
Julie.
To Julie from the Playhouse.
Playard Yarn Overs.
Playard.
Because she used to be the Playard, and then for some reason iTunes won't let her do the Playard anymore, so she's Playard Yarn Overs.
All right, Julie from the Playard Yarn Overs podcast. I am way behind on podcasts. I'm not sure which podcast I saw. It was the first one I turned on, and she was welcoming me to the group. She did a very nice welcome, so I wanted to thank her for that.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one that is. It's actually probably fairly recent because I'm really behind.
It was fairly recent. She had her dog looking over the side of the couch.
I'm behind a couple of.
Yeah, her husband was working downstairs doing something or other. So.
I just want to welcome a few new people. A Splendid Time, who is Rebecca, and Sun Country, who is Izzy. Which is short for Isella. Oh no, I didn't forget her. I wanted to tell.
Oh, okay.
And we've been talking to Sun Country back and forth on Clerk anyway.
I love her. She's fantastic.
And she was already watching us. She just hadn't joined the group, so we invited her over.
And she joined.
Which is awesome. She's an awesome addition to the group. Lots of fun.
She is.
And also I want to introduce.
Introducing. Drum roll, please.
I want to welcome Denise, who is from the Knitting Den, which is another podcast. She's a lot of fun. She's the one who I told you she's British, and she
Colorado.
Well, she's now from Colorado. She was in Texas. She once podcasted with Lauren from Lemon Crochet,
right.
And Lauren's been trying to get her to crochet, but she.
Oh, Denise, you learn to crochet, and I'll learn to knit.
She was trying to say that she was too old to learn to crochet. My mom...
Don't say how old I am.
You almost have a 25-year-old daughter.
I have a 27-year-old daughter.
And so you can do your math from that. And she learned this year to knit. So if she can do it, you can do it too.
Come on, Denise.
You can learn to crochet too. So, yeah. That's your little pep talk. Pick up your crochet hook.
You can do it. You can do it.
Try. Come on, try.
Try.
Alrighty. I'm going to cut it off here because
we're done.
We're very distractible. Sorry if it's all over the place. Sorry the lighting stinks.
Tell them that you might be off schedule next week because of your schedule.
So I might be off schedule next week because of my schedule because you didn't hear it when she told me to tell you.
Yes. Yeah, it was telepathic. No, she works Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Monday.
No, I work, let's see, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So that's the weekend. The next podcast might be a little late.
Yeah.
Because she won't have any sleep, and I'm not doing it by myself because I don't know how to do this. So,
yeah, there's just no way to do it during my normal days. They tweaked me. I don't like working 3 shifts in a row, and they tweaked me anyway. So
unless she gets the schedule changed, we will be.
Well, even if I get called off, I'm not gonna podcast because I would be waiting. I'd be on call.
No, I meant if they actually just called you off completely.
Yeah, that never happened.
Yeah.
I don't even get put on call when I ask to be put on call.
That's a whole other story we don't want to go over.
No, we don't. Alrighty. So, anyway, I'm going to be probably a little late next week. Hopefully I'll have more of a brain then. Although that might be unlikely. Alrighty, thank you very much for watching, and happy knitting and crocheting, and enjoy the Olympics.
God bless.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.